Much better. Much better. That's okay. This is imaginative name. Making a video response, not to a specific video, otherwise it would have been directly linked to that video, but to a certain statement made by U. James 1978. He has posted several times a statement basically that while Japan has a sexual entertainment industry based around some pretty hard sex, some pretty wild sex, we've all heard of tentacle porn, but there's a lot of rape in it. His point is basically that that's just their entertainment industry and that does not extend to how they live their lives, and he points to their actual rape statistics to prove that. And he gets this because he did a quick Google search. Now, I know Google links us all to a lot of information that we would not otherwise get. I know that Google has a lot of good information. You can find good information on the internet, you just have to know how to look. And you, James, does not know how to look. Because apparently he went to the first fact he found, and, well, that sounded about right to him. So he stopped looking. The fact I'm talking about is, in Japan, the reported number of rapes is 0.1%. That's the rape rate. It's 0.1%. As far as the police are concerned, as far as the courts are concerned, that's how often rapes happen. And that sounds great. It sounds great. Who doesn't like that? 0.1% rapes? Christmas. All the women should be moving to Japan. Why aren't they? I mean, who's not letting them in? Well, I'll tell you. It's not that simple. In Japan, the definition of rape is, I'm going to try and read it word for word. Legal systems. Okay, it doesn't give the definition word for word. The source I'm quoting is the Warwick Reinvention, a journal of undergraduate research, and it says that there was a study done on Japanese rapes and sexual assaults, and it describes rape law where to get a rape case to court, you have to basically show the case that you were penetrated vaginally. The definition is specific to vaginal rape by a penis, through the use of force and violence, and that the offender intended to commit a rape. He didn't think he was just having sex with you. He didn't think that you were just playing coy. And so basically a woman has to look like she was assaulted, so she has to be bruised and beat up. She has to look like she's not a slut, so she has to dress the Virgin Mary or something. And she can't be walking around alone at night or doing other reasonably high-risk activities that, in America, we think of these as just something that free people can do. If you're a woman or if you're a man, you can walk wherever it's legal to walk, and the streets should be made safe for you. But I'm not here to talk about America. I'm here talking about Japan. Now, once a rape case gets to court, my understanding from this same article is that the system does not like to acquit, and it prefers to reach some reconciliation. So there are not a lot of acquittals. And those people who get to court do get convicted of something. Sexual assault, rape, maybe just assault. I don't know. Well, they do call it rape, so. They get convicted for a related charge. And so you get a statistic that's 0.1% rapes in Japan. It's not because the Japanese men do not force their way into women. It's not because women actually want sex and so that they'll go around doing it. It's not something that can be objectively proven. I guess you could argue that, well, I'm just talking from an American perspective, and that this is really a situation in which the Japanese have their own way of reaching the bedroom, but the question deserves to be raised. Is it really absurd to say that there are actually rapes happening and the Japanese system is covering it up? Well, no. And Eugene James, 1978, he says it's absurd that there's a cover-up. It's not. There's been a cover-up before. It's actually been well documented. There was a war crimes tribunal. People were convicted, executed, and then it was all swept under the rug because America needed Japan against Communist China, and Communist China needed Japan as a trading partner. And so they let Japan just hush it up. And they did. I make some pretty radical claims as well. I talk about a major Japanese cover-up, war crimes. Well, I have the evidence. It's on my Nook. It's a book called The Rape of Nanking. The city is now called Nanjing. So if you want to look it up, you use a J instead of a K. And it relates about what is basically the raping, looting, burning, and mass killings that occurred. And it lists more than 100,000 rapes, more than 300,000 killed. That's in their higher level estimates, but they're all reasonable estimates. And the organizations they quoted include organizations such as the International Military Tribunal of the Far East and Specialist in Thought Control, Inhibition, and Journal, David Bergamini in Japan's Imperial Conspiracy, written in 1971. And other than that, it's a lot of eyewitness accounts, it's a lot of articles that were written. It's The Rape of Nanking by Iris Chang. You can look it up.